Next Monday, September 22nd, marks the autumn equinox, or the official technical first day of fall. Of course, it probably still won't feel like that around here, but the switch from summer to fall can trigger allergies. So brace for possible flare-ups as the season changes. Dr. Reena Mehta is here to explain what to look out for as we enter this new allergy season. Dr. Mehta, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And the one thing you and I were talking about was that typically people don't associate fall with allergies, but it is a thing.
Oh, absolutely. So obviously you have your spring allergies, but many people who suffer from spring allergies also suffer from fall allergies.
Oh my goodness.
And because in Louisiana, we don't really have seasons. And so we really can suffer year round, especially because we're still humid. You know, when it rains, it gets damp. And so the things that we think about during the fall is dust mite allergy, mold allergy, and ragweed allergy.
And I hate that so much. Of course, people, which is a lot of us, especially this year, suffered from those spring allergies so bad, thought we were about to get relief, and that's not the case. So what should we look out for? How do you know it's just allergies?
Great. That's a great question, because also this is the time of year where a lot of people are sick. You're getting these colds, upper respiratory infections, kids back to school, COVID, all of those things. So there are some distinct differences between having a cold and having allergies. So for example, if you have an upper respiratory infection and there's a fever, that is not allergies. You know, typically if you have body cramps and you just feel like flu-like, that's probably an illness. Itching is a big feature of allergies. So if you're sneezing a lot, you have an itchy body, itchy nose, that's probably more allergies and not an illness.
So in the past, you told us if people take over-the-counter allergy meds to rotate between different brands. So don't take Claritin the whole time, don't take Allegra, rotate. So people probably got that routine down pat during the spring to get through the spring and into the summer. Should they kind of resume that same regimen, or is there a different thing you should do? Are there different things you should do to battle these fall allergens?
Sure. So definitely taking over-the-counter antihistamines, whether you rotate them or not, can be helpful for things like runny nose, itchy eyes, sneezing, itchy body. Things like nasal sprays, like a nasal inhaled corticosteroid, something like a Flonase or a Nasacort, can be really helpful for congestion.
Okay.
And so I would say starting the regimen early can be helpful. So if you know every October I suffer, now is a time to start your allergy medications.
What else do you need people to know as we are entering this fall eventually? Because of course it's gonna be fall, but when we eventually feel the fall temperatures here in the South.
So things that you can do that can be helpful. So certainly cleaning out your air ducts, you should really do that every 3 years. Changing your air filters every 3 months can be super helpful, especially as we're transitioning seasons. Things like if you have pets and your pets go outside, when they come back in, you want to wipe down your pets, wash them. If you've been outside for a long time and you suffer from pollen allergies, when you get home, shower. You know, if you don't, then you go sit on your couch, you get in your bed, now you brought pollen in your bed. So, you know, when the weather turns beautiful, we all want to open up our windows. And so just being aware, if you do that, then a lot of things are going to fly in, like dust and pollen. And dehumidifiers are underrated. If you can get a dehumidifier to reduce the humidity in your home, it can help, because then things like mold and dust mites won't grow as much.
And Dr. Mehta, this is a good transition right here. We've been talking about this all morning long. 99 days until Christmas Day, which means decoration time for me is like only 45 days away. We'll be talking about taking out those Christmas decorations soon and how that impacts your allergies, but we'll wait. We'll wait on that and just talk preparing for fall allergies for now.
And if you're miserable, go see your allergist, because there's a lot of things that we can do to identify your triggers. And if over-the-counter medications don't work, we can talk about options like allergy shots and ways to desensitize you to the things you're allergic to, so you don't have to suffer every year.
I need to make sure and lock her number in my phone. I had a moment this year. She was like, why didn't you just call me? I know, it was my bad. Thanks so much, Dr. Mehta. We appreciate your time. Let's get over to Zach Fradella for a check of your forecast.